Hello duelists, it's Tombox here coming at you with a Q&A. These are the questions you guys have submitted on Discord and Facebook, and I am going to be answering whatever I can. So I chose 8 questions, although the last 3 are kind of all grouped together because they are kind of the same question. And, well, if you guys want to, take part in asking me questions every now and then on Discord, I'll be like, hey, you guys got any questions for me? And I'll answer it in a video. Yeah, so sign up onto the Discord, just join the Discord channel, and you can just ask me stuff there. And without further ado, these are some of the questions you guys have been asking MST.TV. So starting off with that Craig fellow, TCF Yugioh. He is also a YugiTuber. So what is your favorite impractical fusion monster? That's actually a pretty good one. My favorite fusion monster that's, I guess, quote-unquote impractical would be the Last Warrior from Another Planet. First off, he has kind of a weird stat, 2350, so basically most tribute monsters can run this guy over. However, that's only if you can actually tribute summon a dude. This guy basically blows up my entire side of the board and, well, no one can summon. So, emptiness, it's kind of funny, emptiness is a thing. But this guy doesn't let you normal summon or flip summon or special summon, so it is the all-round summon floodgate. If you can somehow get him off. If only this card actually became a trap, then I would love this guy, but this guy is probably my favorite guy. And funny enough, I actually read up on one of the fusion materials that this guy requires. Not Zombra, but the other guy. I believe the name is Mariokutai. It's basically a tribute this card, negate a spell card. Why wouldn't it be good? Well, if you can bring it out much quicker, I'm pretty sure that this card could potentially be useful. But anyways, that's my impractical fusion monster, the Last Warrior from Another Planet. Love playing this guy on like the old Game Boy Advance games. Alright, next up we have Drew. When did you and Oscar first start playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Competitively, and what decks archetypes were your favorite, starting from the 5Ds generation forward? I hope these questions work for you guys. Well, okay, these questions do work for me. I can answer for myself, and I can kind of answer a bit for Oscar, since he did answer this previously in one of our old videos. I started playing competitively around 2007, 2008-ish, way back. I wasn't very good, though. As much as I would like to say, I started playing competitively, but that only means that my deck choices were a bit like going in towards tier 1. Yeah, that's about it. So I started playing Perfect Circle Monarch as my very first competitive deck. Then the next deck I played was Teledad, and that's how I started. Oscar started playing Blackwings. However, he wasn't playing Blackwings during the Blackwing format, and then his first competitive deck was probably X-Sabers. That was the one deck that he really performed very well at. So another question from TCF Yugioh. Do you have any Yu-Gi-Oh! Related habits? If so, what's the first one that comes up the most? And do you have any methods for shuffling? Any specific way you shuffle before and during duels? Okay, well that's a pretty good question. So do I have any habits? I have the habits of shuffling cards in my hand. Like, I would take cards and kind of do this with it. Whether it be regular playing cards. It's a bad habit. I know a lot of you guys hate it. But it just kind of happens like, during the format where Mind Crush was really relevant. I reveal my hand. I don't want them to know which cards I kind of pluck out anymore. Like, just shuffling up just kind of keeps my mind focused at some degree. But, I've been shuffling a lot less. I've been actually holding my cards up like this most of the time so my opponent can see it as a stack of cards. They can't really see the number of cards I do this, and I only show them if they call it out. Oh. Haha, this sleeve is transparent! I should, okay, anyways. So, any shuffling methods? As for shuffling methods, I don't know. I just normally just shuffle the cards as they are, like riffle shuffle. Nothing too special. I do pile shuffle to. I don't really want to call it pile shuffle. It's more like pile sorting. I like to call it pile sorting because of Magic. Magic calls it pile sorting. You're only allowed to pile sort once in Magic. But pile shuffling, mainly just to count cards, because I've had games where I start pile shuffling and then realize that my opponent actually had one of my cards in their deck because they took it with mind control and then they overlaid with it and they kind of just took it. And we had the same sleeve, so pile shuffling does help you count the cards, and that's about it. There's nothing special about it. Once you do the pile shuffling, always riffle shuffle at least 3 times and do a couple of real cuts in there, and then just shuffle some more, because if your opponent does not do that, I would call them for stacking. Because the typical stack that you can see online, there's also the double nickel. Look up double nickel and you'll kind of know where that is coming from. Okay, next one we have for Cosmodan. Similar to the question about habits, what are habits you really hate that your opponents do, basically? For example, I hate it when my opponent just takes my decks and shuffles every time after I do, after searching. Without asking, it feels disrespectful. Yeah, you know, always offer to cut for your opponent, but what kind of habits do I hate? Okay, this is like kind of beyond just habits they have, because it's probably just gross in general. I hate it. Okay, this is a true story. I was at regionals a couple months ago, and I sat at around table 10-ish, and I noticed the people around me, and after the games ended, I usually go to the bathroom after every round. After every round, I go to the bathroom, and then I see a guy coming out of the stall, and then he walks straight out. Now, what I noticed about this guy is he was a guy that was around table 10 as well. I won that match just recently, and he also won his match recently. I'm like, oh god, he did not wash his hands after he came out of the freaking stall. And that is definitely one of the pet peeves. Like, I don't want him to touch my cards, because I don't know if he did look at number 2. If he took a dump and then he didn't wash his hands, man, even if he just like went into the stall to take a piss, I don't want, you know, I don't want his like his germs, quote unquote germs, on my cards. And if he didn't wash his hands, like, I don't want my like PC whites to all of a sudden go like ultra pro brown. Ugh. No, just that was one of the worst ones, and I don't like it when my opponent. Your biggest pet peeve is when my opponent shuffles my cards like sideways. It's like they're looking at my cards. They can try to stack it. Every single time I see my opponent do that, the first thing I do is I actually tell them, sorry, but could you actually shuffle parallel to the table? Because I'll do it that way and I'll look away from my cards. And you should do that too. I always tell them, because I really hate that feeling when they do that. And I have actually called a judge over before because they were doing that, and funny thing is, I can even see the bottom card of my deck. So that's one of the things I hate about it's more along the lines of like cheating at that point. So that's kind of gross. Next what we have Channable. Do you guys have daytime jobs or currently in school? I can answer for myself. I don't want to answer for the other guys in case they don't want me to answer. But I am not in school. I am working full-time. And doing this YouTube thing has basically become my second full-time job, because it is very time-consuming to do YouTube. Especially if you want to release at least 3 videos a week. And yeah, I work full-time, also working on a card game. Currently, I'm working on a card game. It's quite popular. It's by Microsoft. You guys can guess which one. It's on mobile. Go check it out. It's got millions of players. Yeah. Okay, enough of a little self-promotion. Hopefully my company does not see this. Well, even if they do, who cares? Yeah, so yeah, I'm working full-time, not in school anymore. I graduated way back in 2012. Alright, next up we have Chris. Chris asks, you have high quality, very high quality and good production on your videos. Did you do something that required these skills, like editing, before YouTube? Actually, yes, I did. During school, I studied media arts and design. I graduated with a media arts degree and a design degree. I did both, so both artist and design. Kind of an awkward situation. And a bit of programming as well, so I can kind of do my own thing. That's why I have my own app of, you know, the Pro Duo Tools. A little self-promotion here. Shameless. But yes, I did do a lot of fun video stuff. If you guys can find my old stuff, it'd be kind of nice. You can check it out on Tombox Creations YouTube. That's the one I upload most of my school stuff. And a lot of these video intros that I've worked on, I throw stuff over there. And I've also have a couple other videos on there that I haven't had time to work on my other channel, Tombox.TV. Mainly because I'm focusing on the MST.TV for now. Until I set up like a proper schedule on that one, or find some more free time, I won't be dwelling over there, but I'll be here on MST.TV. Next up, we have the YouTube questions. So what are some tips you have for people who would like to start a YugiTube channel? I was thinking of starting one with a friend. Well, if you're gonna start with a friend, first of all, you gotta know your equipment. You need get a microphone. First of all, get a microphone. Cameras, most cameras are already pretty good. good enough anyways to start off. If you go check out the first few videos of MST.TV, they're not very good. Quality wise, they were good for the standard back then, but I kept on pushing the quality bar. Get a decent webcam or get a decent DSLR. If you're not gonna get a DSLR, just get a camcorder, get a handy cam, and get a really good microphone. If you're gonna record on your computer, then get a good webcam. But of course, if anything, microphone first. Microphone is the most important. Anytime I see a crappy audio video, I'm just tuning it out. It's like the first impression. Like if you hear like a loud blast in one ear and it's very uncomfortable, well, you're just not gonna continue. Now, as for the part with the friend, let's just say, know what you want, know who's in control. If the person in control should not be a control freak, and set goals for yourself. That's what I would say. 50-50 won't work. Someone has to be in charge, or else there's just gonna be a constant dispute of fights. And hopefully you guys are around the same skill level in terms of technical skills. Just don't depend on one person, because things can kind of fall apart if you're overly reliant on one guy. That's all really I got to say. If anything, also get a tripod. Get a tripod. Don't like shaky cams. Don't be a potato recorder. What got you guys going with YouTube? Any particular reason? That's from Tom and from Hazer. What was it that pursued you to play Yu-Gi-Oh and later make videos on YouTube on the hobby? Funny thing, what got me on YouTube? Funny thing is, I actually started YouTube before I grabbed Oscar and Kenny. But I actually never released that video. I actually released a segment on Simultaneous Effect Goes on Chain. It was a 2-part video. This was during the Mermail format. This is a way back when I was doing it with MST.TV Trist. He's around during the tournament times, but for now he's actually working full time, so he hasn't had time to do this. In fact, both Kenny and Oscar aren't really available because I moved quite far away. But I pursued YouTube because I wanted something to show for my skill. I don't want my skills to get rusty. That's kind of why I started YouTube. And it's a funny thing. I was quite BM back then. Back in 2007, I said I already had the skills to do it back then, but I was just watching other channels kind of do it. I'm like, there's no potential in this stuff. And then watching the Asian Eyes and stuff, like back when Asian Eyes was super enthusiastic about this stuff, and he was really on point with a lot of these things. Like I was like, I could probably do that too. But the funny thing is, I just didn't have the motivation to do it. I just didn't pursue it, and I was basically the backseat guys, like just all talk, no action. And then, I decided that one day to suck it up. You know what? I can do this. I have like, 12, 13 years of experience in the game. I play competitively. And I understand how to, read the... Why am I not talking about this game? I'm also a judge. I guess there's a lot of knowledge, and I understand how to buy cards, as I used to be a vendor as well. Yeah, so eventually all that kind of fell into, doing Yu-Gi-Oh videos. Well, that's it for all the questions that you guys have asked me so far. For those who actually gave me your social media, your Twitter, your Twitch, whatever you guys got, just please check out these guys, especially TCF Yugioh. TCF Yugioh is a bit of like a hidden gem among the Yu-Gi-Oh! YugiTube scene. He has a lot of potential. He's very high quality, very good editor, and very good artist himself. So definitely check out TCF Yugioh. And everything else is in the description below. And thank you for asking me all these questions. And for the next little bit, I'm actually going down to YCS Seattle with, the entire crew, because we usually don't get a YCS around here. The last one was like YCS Tacoma here on the West Coast. So I'm hopefully going to do a vlog. I'm going to hopefully catch some deck profiles of people. And if you guys find me, the first person that finds me on each day will basically get a little gift from me. That's all I get to say. And, hey guys, thanks for watching. And if you guys want to see more stuff from MST.TV, drop a like and hit the left button over here to subscribe. Or if you want to check out another video from us in the past, click here on the right. And as always, don't forget to hold on to your MST.TV.